好啦，咁我哋而家講到咧係2024年屬馬嘅朋友咯
喎。Now we're up to the year, those born in the year of the horse.
OK， 屬馬嘅朋友咧，你話今年吉星多唔多？答你係唔多嘅。
Not a lot of good stars.
但係咧又唔可以話去到咁恐怖嘅。
But it doesn't mean your year is bad.
係啦，事關咧你嗰粒天解星咧，其實好多嘢咧都會解得開嘅。咁咧但係你空星裏邊咧就比較多啲啦。咁咧有喪門啊、血印啊、浮沉啊嗰啲咁嘅，即係總之嗰紮星啦嚇，我又唔想講過啦。OK， 咁喺身體方面咧健康裏邊咧，其實咧好多唔好嘅星入到你嘅命宮嘅。
So this year, in terms of your health, you want to be a little bit more mindful because almost all the bad stars this year are in your element of your health.
係啦，所以屬馬嘅朋友咧，就今年就留意下自己身體，同埋留意屋企嘅老人家。
So this year, if you are born in the year of the horse, you want to be mindful of your own health and also the health of the elderlies in your family.
OK， 咁咧我唔建議你今年去玩啲高危嘅運動，尤其是水上運動。
We highly advise you to not do any high, water intensity sports this year or any high intensity sports.
事關你有粒星咧喺浮沉裏邊咧，我哋其實好危險嘅。仲要有句説話，氹仔都可以浸蛟龍。OK， 我游水當你幾叻都好啦，你亦都有好大機會喺個海裏邊或者水裏邊出事嘅。所以今年我絕對唔建議你去玩水上嘅活動。
So this year, you have a star that causes like flotation and drowning. So no matter even if you're an Olympian swimmer this year, it may really be very detrimental for you if you participate in like water activities. So highly advise you to stay against it.
OK 嗱，咁所以屬馬嘅朋友今年咧最好就唔好去參加喪事啦，或者喪禮啦，又甚而至到喪禮食嘅物品，即係我哋叫做解穢酒成，你都最好就可以的話就唔好去啦。如果真係要去嘅話 ，OK， 你即係食物你都唔好食啦，無謂去面對粒空星。
So this year, if unfortunately you have people around you who pass and you need to go to funerals or you need to go to the banquets, if you can avoid it, do not go because it may instead harm you instead. If you really have to go and they have a banquet, do not consume the food because you have a star in your element this year that can bring death and you don't want to like jinx yourself.
OK， 咁喺工作方面咧，雖然你有好多空星喺呢個命宮嘅，但係好在都有一粒叫做貴人星就伴住你，咁都可以叫做逢凶化吉嘅。
So in terms of career-wise, well, you have a lot of bad stars this year. You have one star where you have, people looking out for you. So that star actually counteracts some of the bad stars, and it can help you with your career in terms of like making it like stable.
咁喺工作方面咧，都有啲突破嘅出現嘅。咁就都係嗰句啦，就平常心啦，即係唔好諗住話好似我舊年好好運，今年我就要衝啦。咁點解咧？事關喺工作方面咧，你都雖然有一粒即係咩都可以搞得開嘅星，但係咧亦都無謂走去冒咁嘅險。
So this year, although in terms of career-wise things can go smoothly for you, you don't want to risk it and push forward. For example, last year you had really good luck. In 2024, you think you want to push your luck further. Do not do it because it's not going to end well for you. So just highly advise you not to.
係啦，事關咧喺你工作方面咧，個幅度都會有啲大嘅，會高會低。咁咧變咗咧，如果你每做一樣嘅抉擇咧，最好就同你啲同事啦、家人啦或者朋友傾一傾先。
So this year, no matter decisions you make, this year you want to like talk to somebody first before you make them.
事關今年咧，你凡事咧都要親力親為啦，每一樣嘢都要好清楚，你先可以做你手頭上嘅工作。不如就算你打工又好，做老細都好，都要諗清楚啦。
So you have to be very mindful this year and just talk to those around you to make clear decisions.
好啦，咁財運方面咧，今年嘅財運咧個起伏都幾大下嘅。事關咧又會高會低啦，你諗住係會得嘅，可能你突然間係失咗，你可能失咗嘅可能會得翻，咁其實個風險都幾大下嘅。
So in terms of wealth, this year is a big flip-flop, meaning things you think will go bad may go well, and things that you think may go well will go really bad. So it's really not stable. 係
啦，所以今年咧你做咩都好啦，都要小心啲啦。雖然你話有粒可以同你解嘅星，但係咧喺財運方面咧，好多時咧你捲入一個唔知乜嘢情況之下，令到你捲入去裏邊嘅。
So just be very mindful of your finances.
係啦，所以今年咧你做咩都好啦，記得同屋企人啦、朋友啦，或者你認為你信得過嘅好嘅朋友，可以傾下，可以了解下你投資或者你嘅工作究竟係啱同錯啦。
So again, same thing. Talk to the people around you.
OK， 咁喺感情方面啦，就基本上都冇乜嘢話突破㗎啦。點解咧？事關喺結咗婚嘅朋友咧，基本上個感情咧反覆得好緊要啊。
So this year, in terms of relationship-wise, if you're already married, it's like a day-by-day basis. Some days are good, some days are bad. One moment it's good, next moment it's bad. It's just the element at the start this year.
係啦，咁喺單身嘅朋友方面就唔同啦。咁咧，你個本身個命裏邊咧都有一粒我哋所謂叫做可以解得開嘅星嘅時候，所以亦都算一個俾你桃花會加強咗嘅一年嚟嘅。
So if you're single, though, vice versa, it's a little bit different. You will realize this year there's a little bit more chances to meet somebody new.
係啦，如果你今年真係識到另外一個異性咧，其實咧其實係好事嚟嘅。
So if you end up this year, if you're born in the year of the horse, and you meet a partner you want to pursue your companionship with, it's actually a good, it could be a good match.
係啦，咁屬馬嘅朋友咧，今年嘅全運程咧，1月咧其實咧都有一個我哋叫新春嘅現象啦，其實咧都可以個財運啊成都會幾好嘅。
So start of the new year for you, turn the new year, it should go in pretty well, pretty smoothly.
跟住喺2、3月咧，我講緊嘅正月，即係1月嗰個現象咧，其實係好似一個假象。點解咧？我先講緊你個財運會高會低，會起會伏。所以喺2月到5月嘅期間裏邊咧，你會感覺到一個好混亂嘅情況發生嘅。
Yeah, so it's like when the start of the new year came, it's like an illusion, a facade that things are going to go really well. Come hit February, March, April, May of the Chinese calendar, things are going to turn up and down, left and right, inside out. It's not going to be very stable for you. So just be very mindful of all the changes and all the difficulties and possibility of smooth sailing, illusion. It's not going to be. So just be very mindful of that.
係啦，咁持續到下半年嘅6月開始啦，6、7、8、9、10月咧，你嗰個吉星就會出現咗，你嘅貴人出現，咁咧每一樣嘢就可以同你逢凶化吉啦。
So then come June, July, August, September, October on the Chinese calendar, your good start of, the person that's going to shine on you, they're going to come and you realize things are actually starting to smooth and not like flip-flop completely like the beginning half of the year.
係啦，咁到10月同11月咧，每一樣咧就譬如有啲衝嘅嘢，或者有啲唔好嘅嘢咧，就譬如咁講，你如果有人嗌你去送，即係去送喪啊、成啊之類嘅嘢，你就可以的話，免得個就免，就盡量就唔好去啦。即係你咁有啲人問我師傅啊，咁我做唔做人情啊？人情白金你可以做，但係就唔好去。
So for November, December, you may realize that those are the months where people ask you to or invite you to bid your farewells to somebody who passed away, and if you can't avoid it, try not to go. And if you want to, obviously you can give them a gift to smooth their hearts, to share condolences. But if you can't avoid going to those situations, funerals or banquets with funerals, celebrating someone's life, if you can avoid it, avoid going.
OK， 咁嗱，咁我就建議啦，屬馬嘅朋友咧，今年咧就帶翻個3合啦。OK， 咁順次序咧就係咧羊啦、狗、老虎同埋一個八卦。
So we also recommend those this year born in the year of the horse to wear a jade chain necklace. So the order goes from sheep, dog to tiger, and then at the end you're going to add the A charm.
有啲人會睇我之後問我師傅點解我成日都咁多人要帶呢一樣嘢咧？其實咧每一個人嘅生肖唔同，運氣唔同，咁而且我哋叫做轉運嘅年咧係比較複雜啲、麻煩啲，所以今年咧好多生肖嘅朋友咧個吉星都唔多嘅。反而空星就會多咗，所以點解要咁做咧？就係話防止意外發生，意外出現咗係冇得去避嘅，只係大事化小，小事係一定唔會化無，化無嗰個一定係呃緊你。
So the reason why we recommend so many zodiac signs this year, as you realize, to wear these jade necklaces is because because this is the turn of a new year, and it's not just like a new year that's beginning, it's a turn of the luck year. So every zodiac sign is basically taking a big hit on it this year, and there's a lot more negative than positive stars. So the charm that we're recommending, the J charm we're recommending, isn't to solve all the problems, but it's more of like to cast protection for you to lessen the damage. No matter what your destiny's preset, you have to take a hit. It's just that how much can you lessen that hit on you personally, and how can you survive it. So that's what we're just trying to like recommend this year, because a lot of us in this upcoming year 2024 there's a lot more negative stars than good stars.
Yeah. OK 嗱，咁啲朋友就要記住呢一樣嘢咯喎。Hello， 好嘅，我哋而家又講到2024年屬羊嘅朋友咯喎。
Now we're up to the year of the sheep.
OK， 嗱，屬羊嘅朋友咧，今年咧有一粒叫太陰星，亦都有一個天月貴人星入咗你嘅命宮裏邊嘅。
There's a few good stars to begin with.
咁你話好定唔好咧，就睇下你點睇啦。
So these stars, depending on how you want to see things in life, could be good or bad.
點解我會咁講咧？就係話事關呢粒太陰星咧係屬於女性嘅吉星嚟嘅，咁係對女性而特別好。咁對男性係咪唔好咧？又唔係喎。
So there's a specific star that is generally good for females. Now, is it harmful for males? Might not necessarily be.
事關咧對男性嚟講咧如果你個上司係女士，或者你個 boss 係女士，咁就會好啦。
For example, if you are a male and you're born in the year of the sheep, if your superior is a female, then it's going to be good for you.
事關今年喺屬羊嘅朋友裏邊咧，不論男同女咧，都會好多貴人出現嘅。OK。
So this year for the year of the sheep, whether you're a male or a female, you will have a lot of people that are going to show up for and do well for you.
但係點解我會咁講咧？就係話我會強烈話俾啲男士知，事關今年咧，你好大機會好大機會會出現到一個異性，係容易令到你俾佢呃。
So if you are born in the year of the sheep and a male this year, you want to be extra cautious because you will realize you may meet somebody of the opposite sex, and you will easily be tricked by this person.
點解咧？事關你個命宮度出咗粒我哋叫勾人嘅星 ，OK， 咁咧就會令到男士覺得自己咧會特別對方好似中意自己，咁而令至到你會上當。咁即係我哋俗語話齋叫做捉黃腳雞嗱，所以男士咧就今年要小心美人計呢一樣嘢啦，係特別容易俾女性而呃到你嘅錢財啦、你嘅名譽啦、你嘅名利啦，總之樣嘢都會出現嘅，所以男士今年特別要小心。
So if you're a male born in the year of the sheep this year, you got to be really careful of your surroundings around you, especially those of the opposite sex that or people you find attractive, because oftentimes this year they may manipulate that into you thinking that there's actually something, and may just scam you instead. So just be very cautious.
係啦 ，OK， 咁喺健康方面咧，就其實咧就唔係話咁差嘅。
In terms of health this year, it's not that bad.
係啊，啲小毛病啊、小痛啊、小病出現嘅啫。
You're just gonna have like small little ailments.
係啦，咁總之不過精神上會緊張㗎，你個人即係譬如做嘢工作方面咧，你會有壓力咧，就會覺得緊張。咁長期時間你工作咧，就會令到人會疲倦啦。
So you may be a little bit more mentally stressed this year, just because you may be thinking a lot more, so you will feel more tired this year.
係啦，咁尤其是女性方面咧，點解咧？雖然你有吉星，但係你本身個命宮裏邊都有啲唔靚嘅星啦。咁咧嗱，其實女性方面，如果你工作太過疲倦疲累咧，你就要小心啦。事關咧會影響到你嘅身體嘅變化。嗱，今年屬羊嘅女士咧，其實咧留意下個乳房，點解咧？事關喺命宮裏邊咧會出現到一個我哋叫做唔係咁尋常嘅身體狀況出現，就係話乳房會出事。所以你要留意下乳房嘅變化，突然間覺得有啲問題嘅話，你記得第一時間就要睇醫生。
So for females this year, you want to be extra cautious to not overwork yourself or overexert yourself, because if you do, it may lead to something bigger. So this year, if you realize you have any trouble with like your chest or areas like that, go to the doctor and get it checked out right away.
係啦，咁喺身體方面咧，基本上咧係頭先講嗰幾樣嘢啫，其他就唔係咁大嘅。咁喺工作方面咧 ，OK 嗱，我頭先講緊，你今年咧有一個有兩粒幾靚嘅星入咗你嘅命宮啦。咁基本上咧，你今年嘅工作咧，如果你個老細或者你嘅 boss 或者你嘅上司係女性嘅話咧，咁你嘅機會就會更加上一層樓啦。
So career-wise, if your superior, your boss, whoever is a female, you will be in for a very good run.
係啦 ，OK， 咁喺工作方面啊、發展方面咧，其實你係OK 嘅，會好嘅今年。
So career-wise, outlook-wise, looks pretty good for you this year.
OK， 咁喺財政方面咯喎，喺財運方面咧 ，OK 啊，咁今年你有個女嘅貴人入嚟啦，咁亦都有一個靚嘅貴人幫你，咁你個財運性咧係比你舊年就會更加好嘅。
So your wealth this year, because of all the elements of, people helping you, career-wise, if you have a female superior-wise, it'll be good for you. So your wealth this year should be better than the previous.
係啦，尤其是喺女性方面，你今年可能嘅工作上會多咗。如果做老闆嘅，可能你嘅做嘢時間會長咗。OK， 但係喺財政方面咧，你係一定係比你即係上一年係更加會好嘅。
So if you are a female entrepreneur and you're a business owner, you will realize you will have longer working hours this year. You work a lot more, but income with that comes more wealth. So you will significantly notice compared to last year, your wealth this year will be much more better than last year.
係啦，咁喺感情方面咯，單身嘅朋友咧就今年尤其是係女性，就識到異性嘅機會係好大好大。
So if you are single this year, especially if you don't have a partner, you will most likely meet somebody that you are interested in.
係啦，想今年屬羊嘅，不論男同女啦，嗰個桃花嘅運咧係都會大咗嘅。
So whether you are male or female this year, as long as you were born in the year of the sheep, you will notice that your ability to meet other people has significantly increased this year compared to the years before. 嗱，頭先我一開頭已經講咗啦，今年屬羊嘅男士點解要小心咧？就話今年個太陰星入咗你個命宮啦。OK， 咁咧好容易令到你咧喺風月場所，嗱，記住係風月場所係特別有異性會埋你嘅身邊 ，OK， 咁你就好容易令到你有財同埋色嘅出現啦。咁調翻轉講，捉黃腳雞，咁你已經係成個人嘅情緒啊，性都會改變，咁運程亦都會改變。所以今年屬羊嘅男士一定要切記，唔好去風月場所啦，又唔好下濫用感情啦。就算一個好靚嘅女士埋到嚟，佢未必會害你，但係亦有機會係第二個會轉到，令到你出現問題。 So if you are born in the year of the sheep as a male this year, you want to be extra cautious whether you're going to, like for example, places where you can meet a lot of people, such as nightclubs or big parties or stuff like that. You just want to be very, very careful, especially in those situations. You most likely will meet people who are interested in you, and they, although may not outright want to harm you, or they may look very beautiful to you, or they may look really good for you, look good fit, but there can be an element in there where they may manipulate you, or people around them may manipulate this, and you will end up on the losing end of this. So just be very mindful. If you can avoid going to places like clubs and stuff like that, avoid doing so, because if you do, you might get tricked.
Yeah, OK。咁屬羊嘅朋友，今年成年嘅運程咧。喺正月咧就個太陰星就入咗你個命宮裏邊啦，所以咧男性咧就比較弱啲嘅，女性就會好啲嘅。
So in the start of the new year, if you are a male, it's gonna be alright. It's not that great, but it's not that bad either. But if you're a female, it's the opposite. You're actually gonna have a really good start of the new year.
咁咧以即係3月啦，頭先講1、2月啦，咁3月咧男士就要小心啦。點解？3月咧你嗰個桃花宮會大咗，咁咧。變相嘅話咧，美人計嘅機會就會大咗啦。
So March for males, you have to be a little bit more careful. That's the month where you're easily going to get tricked. Easily going to get tricked.
OK， 咁去到4、5月咧，你嘅貴人咧就會自然就會提升嘅。咁、個女嘅貴人就會出現，咁咧就不論你工作上啊或者喺生意上啦，你都會比較會好嘅。
So April, May is when the stars for the people that the people that help you will come align, come into your element. So for that it should be pretty good.
OK， 咁喺7月同8月咧，個運勢咧就冇乜上落嘅啫。
July, August, on the Chinese calendar is just going to be an okay month.
咁喺9月同10月咧，就有機會有少少嘅波折啦，即係會有少少嘅高低嘅起伏啦，但係唔會話去到好大。
So come September and October, you're going to notice there's some up and downs, but it's not like substantial up and downs. It's just like events of life.
OK， 咁嗱喺10月同11月就小心啦。點解咧？你要自己要管理好自己你嘅不論生意啊或者係工作上嘅嘢啦，就仲有唔好同人哋簽任何擔保嘅嘢。嗱喺10月同11月要切記呢樣嘢。點解你喺命宮裏面出現咗一個唔係咁靚嘅星？我先講緊啦。咁所以喺10月同11月你一定要小心，唔好同人哋做任何擔保簽名，甚至乎你自己簽名，你都要留意啲。睇清楚個文件先至好簽落去。
So come end of October, November, December, do not co-sign anything with anyone. And if you have to sign your name on any document, you got to be very careful because those are the months where like the scam, the trickery can come in easily. So you want to be very, very mindful for those specific months.
係啦，咁基本上屬羊嘅朋友咧，全年嘅運勢咧都係好嘅，不過男士就要小心啦，防止美人計啊，即係唔好失驚無神有個靚女走出嚟，咁你就自己心癢咁樣去啦。OK， 嗱呢樣要切記啦。
So overall, generally, the luck for those born in the year of the sheep is pretty good this year, but you just want to be a little bit more mindful if you are a male specifically with, people coming around you and, showing their interest in you. They may not truly be interested in you. They're probably interested in what's in your pockets this year. So you got to be very extra careful.
好啦，咁我而家講到咧係2024年屬猴嘅朋友咯喎。
So now we're going to talk about those born in the year of the monkey.
OK， 屬猴嘅朋友咧，今年咧有一粒我叫做3台星啦，就照住你嘅。咁咧根本咧今年龍同猴咧係相合嘅。咁變相喺你個命宮裏邊咧就可以叫做吉中就大凶。咁個現象咧就會喺今年嘅出現啦。
So those born in the year of the monkey this year, you have a couple of things going for you. One is that there's a star that you may think things are looking good, but within the good, it brings a little bit of bad.
係啦，點解會咁講咧？事關你喺個你命宮裏邊咧出現咗有幾粒唔係咁靚嘅星啦，又例如五鬼啊、官符嗰啲咁嘅是非啊、官非啊嘅星出現。OK， 咁咧如果你做每一個抉擇之前，你要留意啲。點解咧？事關你好大機會今年你會俾朋友出賣，咁令至到你有牢獄之災。
So this year you want to be a little bit more careful with the people around you because you may get betrayed by some of your closest friends this year. So you just want to be extra cautious.
係啦，五鬼就好容易即係挑撥啊、起風波啊成嘅，咁個官非符咧就好容易令到你犯官非啊成咁樣，咁啊地煞就係令到你有機會牢獄啊成，即係總之嗰啲吉星行埋一齊嘅話咧，咁你就要小心啦。OK， 咁喺健康方面咧，我哋叫做五鬼入宮啦。OK， 咁五鬼入宮咧就即係令到個人咧成日咧胡思亂想啦，好似突然間好似好多嘢睇，好多嘢諗啦。又例如我坐喺度坐突然間我見到有個影，我都覺得哇疑神疑鬼出現啦。
So this year you will be thinking a lot, useless thinking.
Okay.
Think a lot for no reason.
即係個精神上啊、感情上啊，即係會起伏得好大啦，即係唔穩定啦個人啦。咁又會成日覺得自己唔開心啊，又覺得每一樣嘢好似欠咗你咁樣。
So you will be very mentally exhausted this year because you feel like just like overall unhappy. You think a lot of useless things that you shouldn't think about, but you think about it. And you will just feel like you owe everybody everything.
係啦，你會將自己嗰個感情無限咁放大。點解就係話壞嘅感情喎，唔係好喎。 咁你覺得自己全世界都好似欠咗你，咁你覺得越嚟越大嘅話咧，咁你就會出現到開始精神有問題啦。
Yeah, you may feel like everybody in the world may like owe you things, and you deserve to be like the center of attention this year. Because you amplify only your negative feelings and not your positive feelings. So just be very like cautious of what feelings you're amplifying.
係啦，咁我建議你咧就做多啲運動啦，伸展多啲啦，食啲健康啲嘢啦，就唔好俾自己肥啦。點解咧？如果你一肥嘅話，你就好容易令到佢腸胃啦。尤其是個胃部同腸就會出現問題，就會變化到某一樣嘅唔好嘅嘢啦。
Yeah, so with being a little mentally stressed, right, this year we recommend if you can exercise a little bit more, go on walks a little bit more, stay healthy, because if you oftentimes when people depress eat, right, and you gain weight, it's not the weight that's going to harm you, it's instead the intestines and the stomach area we want to really pay attention to. So if you can be more kind to your body this year, exercise and stuff like that.
係啦 ，OK， 咁喺工作方面啦，你又出現頭先我先講咧出現咗幾個唔好嘅聲啦，又例如俾人督你背脊啊，講你是非啊，令到你個人個有問題啊，成咁樣。雖然你今年係同龍有半合，有貴人，但係你個幾粒星咧，基本上咧係令到你更應該咁講就係話唔會令到你個運勢變得好好。
So although you have some elements that are aligned with the dragon this year, the element of the zodiac sign this year, those alignments don't really per se like help you. They kind of just like exist for you.
雖然咧你係有半合啦，又有貴人出現啊，有人幫你，但係咧就好多是非。好多麻煩嘅嘢，尤其是喺公司方面啦，或者喺partner 方面啦，你都會不停咁聽到個是非出現嘅。
So although you have people helping you out, there's also a lot of gossip that comes along with it. So even though things may go okay for you during your career-wise, you'll notice there's a lot of like people just talking around you.
係啊 ，OK， 打工嘅朋友咧，今年咧你好大機會，你有機會轉一間新公司，或者轉一個新嘅老闆。即係總之，你今年就係好容易會轉工或者係轉老細啦。
So this year, if you're born in the year of the monkey, for career-wise, there's a high chance you may either change your company or your boss may change.
係啦，如果自己做生意嘅，就好大機會咩咧？就係你嗰啲夥計會轉走啦。
So if you own a business this year, unfortunately, what will happen is the change is with your employees. You may have a lot of change in employees. 係啦，咁打工嘅朋友啦，就留意啲啦。事因今年咧，你好大機會喺後邊有人成日督你背脊啊，話你嘅是非啊。總之就你覺得係唔舒服，但係你唔使理佢嘅。 If you are, you work under somebody this year, just be very mindful of all the gossip that's going to happen around this year. Just ignore it. It's just in your line this year.
OK， 咁喺財運方面咯喎，咁 OK 你又要小心啦。點解咧？事關你好容易會俾人入咗一個騙局裏邊，令到你嘅財運會突然間暴跌，同埋亦都有機會令到你犯上官非而受咗牢獄之災。又例如天仙局啦，好多嘅嘢都會產生出現嘅。
So in terms of wealth this year, you want to be very careful because you will or you may get scammed extremely easily.
係啦，想今年就是非多啲嘅，所以退一步就海闊天空。OK， 寧願每一樣嘢停一停，諗一諗先至好做。點解咧？試下你今年個命宮裏邊出現多啲我哋叫做唔好嘅嘢，不論喺投資上啊，你點樣去計數都好啦，你點樣叻都好啦，你都會有機會出事嘅。所以我建議你就咩咧？刀仔鋸大樹，投資每一樣嘢都好，小心少少去做。
This year you want to be extremely cautious because like I just said before, you can get easily scammed this year. So whatever you're going to do this year, just do it at a minimum, do very little, don't put all of it into it.
OK， 咁喺感情方面咧，大致上就冇乜嘢大嘅變動嘅。
There's not a big change in terms of relationship-wise for you.
不過只係咧個五鬼就令到你咧成日疑心生五鬼，即係你譬如好啱，譬如你兩公婆咁樣，你又覺得個老婆唔知點樣，個老婆化妝靚啲，你就死啦，個老婆會唔會咩咧？咁個老公可能執靚少少，個老婆就會話：哎呀死啦，個老公會唔會乜嘢咧？嗱，呢樣就係叫即係疑心生五鬼啦，叫做。
So if you are in a relationship this year, again, I said there's not a lot of changes, but what could cause change is your mentality, the negative mentality that you're amplifying. If your partner, your spouse, whatsoever, they end up looking prettier one day, you think they're cheating on you and stuff like that, and you amplify on that emotion, it's gonna end up like, in a bad thing. So just make sure you're not like thinking about things that aren't true or like imagining situations that aren't true.
有例如未婚人士啦，或者你有一個伴侶，或者有一個男女朋友都好啦，咁咧你就會聽到好多人喺你嘅面前講佢嘅嘢。咁點解咧？其實佢可能或者個男同你講個女仔點樣，可能就係個男仔中意個女仔，所以喺你面前專登講呢樣嘢出嚟，就令到你哋感情會破裂。不論已婚同未婚嘅都會出現嘅。
So if you are or not married and you have a partner and somebody you are serious with, you may notice that like there's a lot of people around you who may be talking about this so your partner to you, trying to break up your relationship and etc. So just be very mindful of gossip.
係啦，咁就會令到你好容易分手啦，所以你就要睇清楚，諗一諗，記住停一停，諗一諗，人哋講嘅嘢究竟係啱定錯？事關咧，我成日都話就係你眼見嘢都未必係真，你聽到嘅可能係假。嗱，呢樣就係切記啦。OK， 咁成年嘅運程咧，屬猴嘅朋友咧，喺正月咧就好容易捕風捉影啦，每一樣嘢就變化得好大，覺得自己每一樣嘢覺得自己欠咗你嘅。嗱，呢樣嘢切記啦。
So in the turn of the new year, there's going to be a lot of changes in your life, and the one feeling you will feel the most may be, oh, like people owe it to you to do this, and that's the one thing you should be very mindful of. Nobody owes you anything.
OK， 咁喺2同3月咧，咁就要小心啦。尤其是有機會俾朋友出賣，而令到你無啦啦就入咗去差館啊，或者係受咗一個官非嘅案件嘅。
So February and March, you on the Chinese calendar, you want to be very careful because that's the month you may get betrayed, and it may lead to like legal consequences.
OK， 咁喺4月、5月、6月、7月、8月咧，咁就有啲我有一粒吉星出現咗啦，咁你有個半合嘅貴人啦，所以咧你有機會就係話你個貴人會出現啦，咁有可能就係話你嗰個時間咧有少少財運嘅提升嘅。
From April to August on the Chinese calendar, you may realize that there are chances to, increase your wealth by a very little bit, but again, it's just only very little bit, and you will see that there are people helping you around you, but again, it's just like very little things.
OK， 咁喺9月同10月咧就要提防自己啦，即係之前我講緊由4月去到8月，你覺得自己有啲財啦，有啲運啦，咁你就唔諗啦，就會做咗好多傻嘅嘢。嗱，嗰個時候亦都有機會係令到你出現咗頭先我所講嘅五鬼啊、官非啊、即係俾人篤背脊嘅嘢嘅。OK。
So, just because those months are going well for you doesn't mean you should put your all into it, because again, this year you have way more bad things than good things going for you. So if you put your all into it, your one thing you think is good is going to amplify into something actually bad. So be very mindful of whatever you're thinking of and doing of this year in adequate amounts.
OK， 咁喺11月同12月個時間咧，你我哋叫做啱啱行翻個三合運啦。咁咧變咗你每一樣嘢都會順利利啊，每一樣嘢都可以一路咁起啦。
So starting from November until December, then that's when things start to finally ease out and like go well for you per se. There's not much up and down. There's not much like negativity, not as much gossip. So things turn better once November of next year.
係啦，咁基本上屬猴嘅朋友全年嘅運勢咧，就個幅度就都比較有啲波折嘅。點解咧？時間你啲五鬼啊，成令到你嘅人咧個反覆啊、個諗嘢啊、思維思想咧都會改變嘅。但係頭先我先講緊每一樣嘢，你要停一停，諗一諗，咁就可以每一樣嘢可以逢凶化吉㗎啦。
So for those born in the year of the monkey, you just gotta use your brain a little bit more this year and think, be more conscious, stop amplifying negative things and amplify the positive things.